Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Lee. You're watching Dark Arts Creations, and this is my 2026 personal curriculum. I started seeing this personal curriculum trend popping up online. This was mostly with younger women who maybe just graduated from college or university or recently did, and they pretty much didn't want to leave academic life behind, or they enjoyed that structure. And what I noticed is that they were mostly creating these very structured, serious syllabuses for themselves based on things that they wanted to focus on in a self-education. And these were very specific 18th century Gothic literature written by women, complete with reading lists and essays and self-assigned papers. And I get it, it makes sense. There's definitely something safe about that structure, like safe space, intellectual learning type of thing. And I get it, because I was all about school, in terms of the learning, especially when it came specifically to English and writing, which is what I see most of the personal curriculum is based on. And while I love the idea of personal learning just for learning's sake, I knew that type of structure and homework just wasn't going to work for me. I have a full-time job, I have working out, I have side stuff. I knew that that type of structure wouldn't work for me, and so I had to come up with my own idea. I didn't want to assign myself this rigid schedule and syllabus that just wouldn't work for me. But I did want to work on different areas of my life, like learning, creativity, new, learning personal skills that would be helpful to me at this point in life. And it couldn't be heavy or forced or just that rigid. I wanted something more that could move with the seasons. And because there's sometimes in life where I'm more focused on reading, and there's more times as soon as spring comes, I'm more focused on being outside, and there's times it's more convenient to learn certain personal skills. I needed a framework instead of a schedule. I needed interest and intention without becoming another obligation. And after thinking about it, coming up with an idea, that's how the Forge came together.
The Forge is how I organize my personal curriculum, not as a checklist, but as a place. Each area of my life lives in a house. Some are quiet at times, others come alive depending on the season. We'll start with the Artisan House. This is where visual and fine arts live. It's a space for making things with my hands, arts, crafts, and creative skills I'll learn slowly over time. The focus here is practice and allowing creativity to be a part of my life again. Next is the library. This is where language lives, reading, writing, and lingering with someone else's words. The library isn't about reading more books. It's about reading with intention, revisiting favorite authors, discovering new ones, and traveling to places someone else has dreamed up for me to explore. This is the vault. This is where I work with money in a grounded, realistic way. The vault holds financial learning, budgeting, debt payoff, and planning for long-term stability. And now we enter the hearth. The hearth is the center of sustainability. It holds home economics, nourishment, daily rhythms, and the skills that support everyday life, tending what keeps everything else running. Here is the arena. The arena is where physical education lives. Movement with purpose, building strength, endurance, and confidence. Now we move on to the workshop. This space is for vocational and career skills, learning that supports the work I do in the world. It's where I hone new skills, deepen existing ones, and continue growing as a leader. The conservatory is for long-term growth. Things that take time, like language learning or slow skill building without pressure to rush. Finally, there's the Ember Lounge. This is a space for intentional watching and consuming, entertainment chosen on purpose, enjoyed fully without guilt or distraction. Not every house is open every season. The Forge is about tending what matters when it matters and letting the rest wait. Welcome to the Forge. At the Forge, we believe in the power of intentional transformation. Here, every woman is the smith of her own life, shaping, tempering, and refining her skills with purpose and care. Where growth is measured in mastery, resilience, and creative power. The Forge is a space to cultivate strength, skill, and self possession, a place where transformation glows, not clashes.
Okay, so now you know what the Forge is, how that came about, and what we're going to do. Now let's talk about winter at the Forge. So for the winter, which I'm going to count as January through March, we're going to do 6 different houses. For the artisan house, we're going to work on the glasswork project. This is going to be specifically working on a mosaic Turkish lamp. I have a spot by me where you go, you create a pattern with different glass and beads, and you can do different type of things. You could do lamps, lanterns, wall sconces, candle holders. So I'm going to do a lamp, a table lamp. It also comes with all of the fixtures to have it be a working lamp. At this point, my friend Vicky and I are going to be doing this on January 30th. There's a local spot. We're going to do this and come up with a very cool creation and just start to dabble our toes in some art, glass art, mosaic lamp work. As we head into the library, we are going to do a Jennifer Hillier read through. I am currently trying to read Jennifer Hillier 2.0. I know she has another book that's going to be coming out later this year, but right now I have 4 books by her that I need to complete. I will put up a picture of the 4 that I need to get done. Right now I am in the middle of Creep, which is book 1 of 2. I think the other one is Freak. So I'll get those 2 done, and then I just have 2 more. I do own all these books, so we are in the middle of working on that one. As we head through the vault, we're going to actually be working on what I'm calling the ledger. And the ledger for this period of time is going to be debt payoff, specifically credit cards. This is going to be an overarching year goal, but I do want to focus on some other things when it comes to finances this year as well. Another goal that I have that I'm working on is the 52-week savings challenge, where each week, like the week 1 of the year, you save $1, week 2 you save $2, week 32 you save $32. So the last week of the year would be 52, and by the end, I forget exactly how much you're going to have, maybe about 1,700. I decided to do 52 weeks and double that. So for week 1, I would do $2, week 2, $4, so on and so on. So week 52 would be $104. Also, I've decided to do this out of order. So some of those pay weeks where you have like a 5th pay week, I'll have a little bit more money. So maybe I'll do those like higher end, like 52, 51, 50, those little bit of a higher dollar amounts, and put those away. And then when things are a bit smaller, maybe I'll work on the smaller amounts. But anyway, I think in the end, this gives you like $3,700 something dollars. So just a fun little savings challenge that I am planning to do over the year. But those are the 2 that I'm going to be focusing on specifically for winter. And in the hearth, we're going to be focusing on the rising room. And the rising room is going to be where I am going to accomplish successfully making some homemade bread. I'm not even trying to get fancy and do sourdough and all that stuff. I'm just trying to focus on making a basic no-knead bread and then possibly an Irish soda bread, which would be perfect for March because that would be incorporated into St. Patrick's Day. So, yeah, I might actually start working on that tomorrow. This is being filmed while we're all in like Snowmageddon, so I am working from home tomorrow. So I might make that dough tonight. It says it's better when it sits in the fridge, so I might work on that. And for the arena, we are going to be headed to the rink. I know in some other videos I've alluded to going ice skating, and that is exactly what I'm planning on doing. I have a rink 10 minutes away from me. It was actually tucked behind the Pilates building, so I am going to start working on that. I'm probably going to do that in February. I'm a little bit nervous to get back out on the ice, but I'm also excited for it as well. Skating was a great form of expression, a great form of exercise, a great way just to zone out and just enjoy. So I'm looking forward to getting back out on the ice and getting that in as a good workout. And last we have the Ember Lounge. This is really a way for me to watch some TV, get some shows or movies done, and not feel guilty about it. If I have to schedule it, it's more likely to happen, and that's what I want to use this time for. I'm very into the Taylor Sheridan universe, which is like Yellowstone and 1883. I think there's also a Landman, Lioness. There's so many. I'm deciding to focus the first 3 months on the Tulsa King. There's 3 seasons, so hopefully I think like 10 episodes per season. Hopefully I should be able to get these done by the end of the winter. I've already started it. I think I'm 2 or 3 episodes in. This is something, it's a show that features Sylvester Stallone as a mafia capo who did 25 years in jail. He gets out and they basically relocate him to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he has to like start a business there. So far it seems good. It is listed as a comedy and I can see why, but I do like that mix of like mafia and comedy, and I like Sylvester Stallone. So far it's been entertaining, and I'm looking forward to like intentionally sitting down and watching that show. So that's really winter at the Forge. I feel like these are doable things, maybe slightly challenging in some ways, things I've wanted to get done, things I'm looking forward to. Also, some of them might just be like one-time things like the mosaic lamps, and other things might be multiple times like ice skating. Hopefully the baking bread will become a regular thing. But I hope you can see why some things are going to be seasonal, like ice skating. Most rinks are going to close by April, so I wouldn't be able to do that at a different time. Also, baking bread, while that might be practical all the time, I don't necessarily want to be heating up my house in the middle of the summer doing that. So trying to do things seasonally as they make sense. I will probably take a spring break, like cut myself off right around my birthday, so March 23rd, probably take that like from that point on. As the winter's over, I'm giving myself a little break, regrouping, and then decide what I want to do for the spring. I have a few ideas, but I don't have everything finalized. And like I kind of said in the earlier videos, not every one of those houses is going to be focused on in every season. So these are the 6 I'm choosing to work on for the winter. Some might overlap, like the vault for finances, but there might be other things that I focus on as well. I know for sure we're going to be going into the workshop and probably the arena, but that'll probably be a different type of thing because by then the ice skating will be over. So anyway, I hope you follow along with this. I'm super excited to be doing this. This is my own version of the personal curriculum. I'm so excited. I was so excited as like the evolution of the Forge was coming about. I like that it makes it a little bit more fun for me. I hope that it encourages everyone here, you guys, to work on your own things, maybe something you've thought about doing that you haven't worked on, you're looking for a reason. Let this be your reason to do it. So I will keep you updated with things as they go along. I'll try to film and vlog and take you along so you could see what's going on. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.